all this? Mission specific. Wore this when I was working with detectives. Mission specific. On my tack belts. Competition. Mission specific. This I usually wear with my plate carrier. Mission specific. In another video, we talked about belt setups and how it should be mission specific, right? And today, we're talking about home defense belts. Why a home defense belt? Good question. If I'm sleeping in the middle of the night and all I have is a gun on the nightstand, let's say my alarm's going off or the dogs are barking or whatnot, I pick up the gun, that's all I have, right? If I'm gonna need an extra magazine, I would have to pick it up and hold it on my other hand, right? If you sleep with your underwear, you're not gonna tuck that magazine on your waistline, right? That thing's just not gonna stay in place. Same thing with your IFAK, right? If a family member gets injured or something like that, let's say you take care of the threat, you're not going to be saying, hey, hold on, let me go get a first aid kit, right? So, home defense belt, right? In our home defense class, we talk about having layers of protection for your home, and that's all part of your home defense setup, right? So if you do everything correctly, as we talk about in the class, then when somebody's attempting to break into your house, it should give you plenty of time to put on something like this, all right? So let's talk about my setup here. This is a high-speed gear padded war belt, right? And it's got neoprene padding on the inside, which makes it very comfortable and it stays in place, right? So it doesn't matter what I'm wearing, if I'm wearing anything at all. If I put this around my waist and lock it in place, it still stays where I need it to stay, right? It's not bouncing all over the place or shifting on me. The belt, this is a Black Hawk duty belt, right? And I chose this belt to use because it has big buckles and it's easy to manipulate, especially in the dark and everything, right? It's a lot easier than having a small cobra buckle to try to like put in, attach and everything. Moving to the right, I have a Safariland drop leg platform, a Gerber backup knife here, right? I really like this one. It's lightweight, and I put the sheath on the platform there. My home defense gun is a Gen 5 Glock 17, and I have a TLR HLX light on there. The holster that I'm using is a Black Hawk Omnivore, which is made for the TLR. So I can have different guns. As long as it's running the TLR, then this holster should work for me. Clipped onto my belt here is my MSA Supreme Pro X. If you guys ever heard gunshots inside, in a hallway, it sucks if you don't have ear pro and your ears are going to be ringing and that could disrupt your capabilities, okay? So this is something I put on last after I put on the belt if I have time, all right? Moving along, okay, I have a cat tourniquet here. There's two tourniquets that I generally use. It's the North American Rescue cat tourniquet or the Rhino Rescue tourniquet with the metal windlass. Over here, I have high-speed gear handcuff pouch and my ASP hinge handcuffs. On the back side, I have an IFAK. This particular pouch is made by High-Speed Gear also, and I'm using another tourniquet here, but this one is made by Rhino Rescue, and this is the version with the metal windlass. And on this one, I have it, I don't have it black, right? This is kind of a bright red orangish color, so I can easily see it in the dark. Inside my IFAK, I have your basic trauma care stuff. Moving along, I have a Surefire flashlight, my AR magazine, right? And then I have my Glock pistol mags here, right? So, how I have this set up at home is I bought an extra buckle from Black Hawk and I mounted that buckle on the wall next to my bed. So it's hanging on the wall just like this. If I hear something in the middle of the night, my alarm's going off, again, the dogs are barking or something, my first layer of defense, if that stuff goes on, I do have a panic button that's next to where this belt is mounted. I'll hit that panic button, disengage that buckle, come around, and that's it. It takes me less than 10 seconds to get that on. Now I have my gun, my extra magazines. I can fight my way to get to my rifle, right? If I'm injured or somebody else is injured, I have my IFAK here with me, right? But this is my setup. I like it. Outside of this, I suggest in our classes to have some sort of sling bag that you can put on pretty quickly and you'll have everything that you need. Again, I can put this on whether you're butt naked or you're wearing your Scooby-Doo pajamas or whatever those snuggies, right? You can still put this on. Hey, more power to you. Go fight like that, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What else do you have? If there's anything that I'm missing or anything you guys suggest, I'm all game. However your setup is, right? Just make sure you practice and train with it. I have the same belt, same setup that I use for training. So it's the same identical belt. And I don't use this one for training because I don't want to accidentally go to the range, train with it, come back, get too lazy to hang this back up, and now it's not a complete set. All right? But in the meantime, take care, guys, and keep training. By the way, if your ass itches, your finger probably smells too.